Do introduction of members, starting with you, Doug.
Doug Walker, I represent the schools.
Sandy Flora, represent the city of Novi.
Jeff Watson, represent the county commissioner.
Brad Farr, the council.
Mary Ann Burton, Delphi Mayor.
Don Chocolate, the county surveyor.
Lori Mel.
Cameron Yates, area plan director.
Okay. Approval of minutes from the August 23rd meeting. Is there any additions or corrections? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Move that we approve the minutes.
Doug. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mary Ann? All those in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Moving on to Delphi Redevelopment Commission. Cameron, would you give us an overview on this, please?
So last month I gave you guys the, it wasn't the entire portion of it, it's basically just the, resolution from the city of Delphi for the TIF district. They're expanding out by, the Andersons. We have the city here this evening to speak on behalf of Joe Mayfield and.
I got a lot of documents. Does anybody like me doesn't print them out necessarily?
You should have, they all should have them in their packets, but if you want, whatever you have.
Anybody need the resolution to look at? Anybody need the declaratory resolution from the redevelopment commission? We got that.
Okay.
And then we have the resolution that the board of commissioners passed. If anybody needs that for their file. And I thought you might like this. This is a color map of the original commercial TIF district. So you might have that for your file. I was looking at it myself. And then, so do you? Oh, so I may have interrupted you, Cameron. You want to go?
Nope, so you guys had this last month, and I basically just told you to look it over, and I would send you more, which you have in your packets for, discussion and presentation tonight, so, that's all I have, other than the city will present the rest.
We can provide a little background with anybody, like the background of what we've been doing this year.
Sure.
So in March, we wanted to expand our commercial TIF district to the northeast to encompass what you see on that map near the Andersons. The land has been sold, it's now zoned industrial 2, I believe.
Correct.
And we have developers, purchasers and developers of that land, and they would like to begin development on that. So we were working to expand the commercial TIF to that area so that we can collect the incremental tax as development proceeds on that and provide potentially some bonding for them to put infrastructure in. And so that has been the process that we've been working through since March. So the first process is the commission meets, and we pass a resolution to modify the development area to include that expanded area in Anderson. Then we went to the commissioners, and we got a resolution approved, so that would allow us to include county parcels, right, county land parcels into the city's commercial TIF, which we've done 2 times in the past for that.
Both ways.
Both ways, the county, as a background, the county's IPC TIF area has city property within it, and then our commercial TIF has a few county parcels that they allowed us to put into there, and then they allowed us to put a substantial amount of county land expanded TIF area. And so that's the process that we're working through. We have to come before you and ask for your approval on as this resolution reads, that our changes conform to the comprehensive plan. So that's what we'll be asking for you tonight. Then we go to the city council, October 3rd, ask them a similar question. Then we go back to the redevelopment commission and we make a final resolution approving the changes to the commercial plan. So that's where we are, and that's what we're asking tonight. And so you can see the expanded TIF area. Our nexus is East Main Street, along East Main Street to the Anderson.
And this was passed by the commissioners in the first meeting of September.
And so we think this expansion to this area fits within the comprehensive plan nearly perfectly. Because it provides, if you look at page 56, 57, and 58 in the comprehensive plan, we can check about every box about land development within the comprehensive plan. And so we think it's a perfect fit to modify the comprehensive plan and to provide development potential for that acreage out there. So that's what we are here for this evening. Do you have any questions?
Any questions from the board?
I have a question. How does this affect money to the schools?
So a very, very little effect, unlike, the residential deal, right? So this doesn't, we don't have to go before the school to ask their permission, because the effect is very small.
Underlying taxes stay the same. So
And
the
then-
TIF only operates on the increment of assessed value, so the underlying tax basis is there and frozen, and we continue to get
And then
the tax on that.
eventually, right, then that comes back to the county after the TIF is finished, and that development then goes
What about
back.
your proposed, whoever wants to come in and you give them a tax abatements, then what happens?
That's very unlikely if we need to use the TIF to bond. That's
So
the tax abatement and the.
essentially, the bonding capability of the TIF becomes, right, you don't get both.
You can do both.
Right?
Remember that from a previous conversation on this, TIF, just TIFs in general, you can't do both.
Any other questions? Do I have more documentation if you need it?
Any other questions or comments from the board? Cameron, we need to move to public comments, right? And then we'll do discussion of the board, correct? Okay. It's 6:09. I will open it up for public comments, regarding the TIF, proposed TIF district, proposed by the redevelopment commission of Delphi. So, first row, anything? Second row, is everybody in the second row? Third row? Anybody want comments on the TIF? How about the last row? Anybody want to make comments on the TIF district? Seeing as there is none, we'll go ahead and close public comments at 6:10. Discussion from the board. Any discussion from the board? So we need a motion to send this to the commissioners or the redevelopment commission?
City council to the
It's
city.
been passed by the commissioner, so it'll go to the city council.
City council, city council.
We're doing it, it's 100% my fault, and all I know to it. This was supposed to have been on last month's agenda, I believe. Yes, and I don't know, it on my desk and conferences and all that, so this, we're going one step backwards, but we're still making the correct progress to keep everything on track and for tonight to get to the city council, so. Yeah, completely my fault for not getting it on the last.
No
agenda,
worries.
so.
Don't worry.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve the TIF district request to send to the city council, Delphi City Council.
Make a motion to approve the resolution 2022-1.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, going to you.
So Gloria, do you have a original copy that you saw in there? Any of those you
I
got?
have one here, and then if you guys.
Yeah, I got
have one,
10 of them.
Yeah, so we'll,
You want me, which one do you want me to sign?
here's that one, and then I'll say one more for.
Okay.
So are we backdating these?
Will you keep one and I'll keep one, how's that?
There you go, Joe.
Thank you, everyone.
All right, next item on the agenda is the rezone for Hammond's Development LLC. Cameron, would you please give us an overview?
Sure. Alright, so. Hammond's Development LLC submitted an application to rezone the property located at North Wilson Street, Delphi, Indiana on September 1. Pull this up on the map for you guys. This is out by the golf course where you cut over off of Wilson Street to, that's the back road to the Sweeter Heartland. The property is currently zoned I-1 industrial. The applicant's requested it to be changed to U2 urban residential. Mr. Hammond is proposing to build a duplex housing on the property. It was advertised in the comment on September 14. All fees were paid, and I believe Mr. Hammond is here to discuss the project with the board.
Good evening, everyone. Cameron said Mark Cameron's from Woman's Court. As Cameron has already laid out, I made application to get a zoning change on this property with the intention of building duplex housing. Give you an idea. You saw this last month, and so not much has changed in terms of what we're proposing to build, the type of duplexes. On this particular parcel, this is what we would propose. So the parcel's split in two as the road runs through it. It's about, this is almost an acre. It's just short of an acre. We've got room there to fit.
Says 1.28 on here, but again, street.
Say that, I'm sorry?
Acres on the thing, I believe.
9.2?
Says 1.28.
1.2, probably the street, yeah. I got this number, I think, off the end, but
1.28. Yep, so that's with the road between the, because they're
Yeah.
both, yep, so I'll zoom in so everybody can see it.
Who's the owner of the parcel there to the north?
This one here, that's Stone Farm.
They said it's a real golf course, yes?
Correct.
So you're looking at housing for 4 more families?
yes, yes. The 2 buildings, but 4 units.
Did you guys get to see the display that you had?
No.
Yeah,
last month.
it's, yeah, we're trying to, you know, for purposes of cost control and so forth, just use the same buildings. We like them. I think that they fit the need for the community. And I think they'd be a nice addition and a nice place to live, so.
Both duplexes can turn exit from the room that's already in there, or will go on the altercation street.
Yeah, so immediately when you go north of the tracks, well, when they did the curbing work, they did put a concrete apron in or drive into the parcel that's closest to the railroad tracks. The one on the other side of Wilson where it curves around there, you would obviously need to be able to put an entrance and cut off the road to be able to enter onto a driveway.
Either way, there's something there. You don't have to put it on the actual drive.
So this would be a recommendation to the Delphi City Council. It's in the city limits, so kind of like the way we had last time.
So you said there is a cutoff on the Wilson Street for the,
There it is.
for one of them. So where would the cutoff be for the other one? It wouldn't be advisable to put it on the curb, would it? Backing out of there?
For the one up by the golf course.
Yeah. Would make me a little nervous.
There's a lot of space there. There actually is.
On the curb?
Yeah. It really is.
Is there that much traffic?
No, no,
I think so.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the trains are stopped, there's a lot of traffic.
It's the only road you can cut over and zip back around the other side.
I don't think I meet very many people when I come through there different times of the day, or if I go back way to work.
I think we have a little flexibility on several areas where we could play it, but I'm with you, safety first.
There's a lot of land, kind of embankment, not embankment, but curb.
Question on.
I know the parks are quite well, or any place to put a drive off that, it would be very conducive, it look pretty well. I mean,
I believe
you've
so.
got more options here, and anybody probably has to for drive off if you want it.
Yeah.
I don't think that drive is a thing. You could have a look at it, the access road's very wide, very nice in that area, and access, you can easily get it right.
And there's not a lot of trees, so if you were exiting, your field of view was wide open for, any traffic that would be approaching from either direction.
Street superintendent, walk through that with you.
Yeah.
It's a city street, so.
Okay. Other discussion from the board?
Cameron, I have one more property, North Robinson Street property too.
That's this next meeting, that's special session.
Sorry.
Yep, this is just, this
Got it.
reason, that's the
Yep.
separate meeting.
So now we'll open up the public comments.
Send you one.
The 6:19, open up for public comments for the rezone. Do we have anything on the first row? Debbie?
Debbie from the Comet. I'm just a little confused about what the address might be. Is it would it be Stony Drive, Madison Street? You have Wilson Street on the forms, but it wouldn't be a Wilson Street address, would it?
So through Beacon, it has a Wilson Street, but it does not have a fiscal address.
Well, I figured, but
Yeah, so.
you're gonna be,
If a
Giving them.
project does come,
Yeah.
it'll go through the GIS layer, not the Beacon layer, which it generates it's all GPS coordinated, and that's when an actual fiscal address will be attached to it. But as is now, this is the address from the assessor's office.
would it be Stony Drive?
It just says North Wilson Street. So.
That would be.
I was just trying to
So-
figure out how to explain it in the paper.
Right,
Yeah.
so, yeah, I don't, that's what they have at the assessor, that's what's on the property record card as well, but if something was to be developed and it attached to Stony Drive, it'd be a Stony Drive address.
I'm thinking,
Yeah.
both of them?
Yes.
Probably, yeah, okay.
Unless you come down to Wilson, but yeah, it'll attach to whatever road the drive, attaches to, so it'd be a Stony Drive.
Thank you.
Any public comments from the second row?
Just that the city is, has no objections and is in favor of the rezone.
Third row? Okay, from the fourth row? And if there is no more public comments, public comments are closed at 6:21. Any more discussion from the board? I will now entertain making a favorable recommendation of the rezone to the Delphi City Council.
I will make a motion that we make a favorable recommendation to the Delphi City Council on the rezone for Human's Development from I-1 to, what are we going to?
U2.
U2.
Second. Seconds. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Going on to your report, Cameron.
Okay. So, year-to-date, for the end of August last month, we had 21 new homes. Total permits at the end of last month was 196. 23 site visits, 7 certificates of compliance issued, 6 new addresses, 2 variance special exception requests, and 2 rezones. For the MU mixed-use zoning that we passed last month, Camden has now adopted it. We're working with their attorney to nail down what parcels they want to change to. There were some questions with some parcels that were split up within the Main Street that they're working through their attorney with, but, yes, Burlington is still working through that. Camden's, we're gonna pick which ones they want. I gotta meet with both of them once they get to that point, so we're good shape there. I have not heard from, Yeoman, and the commissioners did pass as well. So, we're in good shape with that, and you guys are up with that. Other than that, we're obviously a little bit lower on new homes this year. Sandy, I'll let you have this afterwards. We're down, I'm not gonna do the comparison because we're still working through some applications come through, but we're down from, obviously from last year, I think most counties are. Let's see, the flood conference I went to in South Bend went well. I got a couple more to go to this year. Other than that, Lori continues to hold things down at the office and do a great job. Working through the phone calls and keeping the office moving forward. So, I did present the budget today to the council. And one question regarding the salary, which they asked everybody presented, but other than that, I think it went well. We'll see what we get of it. So, it'll be a tricky year for budgets, no doubt. I do ask, yes, I forgot to ask this last month. So when we put out the email asking for, and I know I've spoke to everybody that's here now, the emails that go out about if you're gonna be here, those are important because, like I spoke in the council meetings, the printing budget, we have to print everything color because of Beacon. It's color coded. So we print a lot of things color. Color's more expensive. So if board members aren't gonna be here printing those packets, that's 50, 60 pages sometimes. If we don't have to print that, we don't want to. So if you guys could let Gloria know, I know everybody here did, if you can be here, that way we don't throw away 6 packets at the end of the night, just waste them. So that's important. And then if you have questions, and those of you that do print them off, thank you. You don't have to, we'll not issue print them, we just wanna know that you're gonna be here, that it's not gonna be wasted. Other than that, that's all I got. Anybody have any
Anything for
questions?
Cameron? Cindy?
I don't have much to report. I was out of the office for 3 weeks this month, so, but I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
I still thought,
Yeah, he did, but then not badly. Good diversion.
Anything else from the board? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn then.
I'll make that motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.